past PGA president from Canton, Mississippi, Ken Lindsay. On the tee, from Ireland, the 2012 PGA champion, Rory McIlroy.
They treat him as one of their own here. I think maybe some honey and lemon for the starter. They don't do microphones in the PGA.
We're down in the south here. They do everything kind of nice. They talk slow and all that kind of stuff. This isn't going to be slow. This is all systems go right here. Look at the balance in that swing for that much power. How good is this drive? Just perfect.
On the tee, from Australia, Jason Day.
A little different routine for Jason. I'm not accustomed to seeing him take that much time, take a deep breath like that. I think he's just trying to relax and let it go.
He's taking this down the left side as well, but maybe too far.
Not a good start for Jason Day, that's for sure. But for our leader, Rory McIlroy, he couldn't have walked it out there any better.
So fully underway at last in the third round, and McIlroy opening up with a cracker down the middle of the fairway. We'll go ahead to Westwood, fresh off that eagle 2 at 4.
Kind of like the way they move the tee up at 4. Gives everybody a talk. You can't believe how the guys talk about it on the range. They're saying to their caddies now, it's 272 to the front. Can I get my 3-wood there? Do I have to take something off a driver? I like it when they do that.
It's going to be a par for Westwood at 5. This for a birdie at 9 for Donaldson.
Big swing from left to right. He's got it. Hello, boy, Jamie, right in the middle.
Bit ski whiff from Ryan Palmer at the opening hole after getting his second shot hole high. Furyk, remember, was in the right rough, so his second finished here. This was obviously a few moments ago.
Still got a little work left there, too.
Did well from that long way out. Never easy when you get a putt that length on the first green. And he's now got the pace of the green, so quite happy, I suspect, with the par 4.
Stenson for birdie at the 4th. Well done, Henrik.
There is some pressure on the players at 4, because when they look at 292, mentally they're thinking 3.
I like it when they do that. Let's go across the other side of the course. Danny Willett. Little out of position at 16. It's all down to the lie. 16 playing 505 today. How about this shot? That's a heck of a shot.
Hybrid second. Obviously no real stop on that coming from the rough, but he's done well to get it so close to the putting surface. So the weather's set fair. Otherwise this fella would be back at the nearest airstrip, which isn't too far away from here.
It's a good test that maybe we're in for a good afternoon. We're not going to get any storms. I like seeing him up there. Brent Snedeker had a putt for eagle. This is moments ago. This for birdie at the last hole for 66. And Sneds, who was 4 over the first round at one time, is now at 6 under par.
much more like what we expect from Snedeker. Much too quiet in the first half of the year. Go to the third, and the tee shot of Phil.
188, big 8-iron.
Oh, get up. Go hard.
Boy, that's a long way to hit an 8-iron, 188. And as you can see, he was about a club out.
Just tidy up Wiesberger. We haven't really seen. He did knock that putt in for a par at the first. He's parred the second. So a good start for the Australian. He'll be nervous out there. Nervous and excited, I suspect. Not too much between the distance off the tee, but McIlroy in a much better position for the second shot at the first. Day over on the left-hand side. He may be clear. I know a man that can tell us, because following this one today is Howard Clark.
Yes, thanks. Good afternoon, good evening. And really, Day has got probably a restricted backswing because of the overhanging branches of the tree that's next to him. May be hindered, I'm not sure. It just had a little practice swing and it didn't get close to them, but you never know when the real thing take the club back. Just 129 for Jason. It's a decent lie. It's one that you'll be able to control.
It's a professional recovery shot and a position, so the best thing is to get the distance right, find the wide part of the green and take your chances from there. Confirmation of him being first in greens in regulation and fourth in the driving distance, up there in all the stats that matter.
Just 3 yards separating the two drives for distance. 126 this one for Rory, sandwich.
Good aggressive play right there, right at it by the world #1, and a good shot.
From the back edge of 16, a little awkward for Willett. Ball up against the collar of rough. Now he's on to the downslope. Gathers pace. He hasn't. Surely he hasn't. Oh.
What a wonderful putt, Danny Willett. What a wonderful putt. You know you'd have taken 4 from that lie in the fairway. But man, long putt by Mickelson. I think he hit the wrong club back here with this 8-iron from 188. Doesn't matter now. This for a 2.
Good putt from long range from Mickelson. Should be close enough for the par 3. Back on the first tee. McIlroy accepting the applause as he splits another fairway. His golf over the last month has been quite amazing. It's a slender lead though, but he's on the first green, as is Jason Day, and the birdie putts are next. First green from long range. Jason Day out of position off the tee, a little tentative with the first one, and still some work to do there to open up with a par 4.
At the third, Ricky Fowler. 188, 7-iron. Starts a little right. Is it coming back? Oh, yes, it did. See, Phil, if you take a 7-iron, you can get it there.
I did sense in your voice that you were a little disappointed he had the 8 in his hands.
Up over the slope and from right to left for Rory's first attempt. There wasn't too much movement in that one, but at least he read it fairly well.
He was unlucky with the second shot. I think a yard further he would have caught that slope Howard was talking about and finished up a lot closer.
Long ways back is Furyk here at the second with a hybrid. Stay there. It's okay. Good shot.
Playing partner Ryan Palmer's in some trouble down the left. He's very close to the hazard, may even be inside the hazard lines. Work to do for both players, and first for the par Day.
Yes, didn't quite get the speed. He got the line perfectly, did Jason, but this should be straight in.
Howard, I think he got lucky on that first hole. That ball could have been deeper in those trees.
It hit a tree on its way down into the rough there, Butch, for sure. Yeah, he was fortunate to have a clear shot.
Palmer fortunate at the second. Standing inside the hazard, but the ball just outside the line.
I was going to say he'd do well to get this ball anywhere up on the green. That's an excellent shot.
It's a 4 for Day, it's a 4 for Rory. No change as they head to the second tee.
Westwood, second shot at the 6th, just out of the light rough. Ooh, he tugged it to the left, came up short. He's got a lot of green to pitch to, though. It shouldn't be too difficult a pitch shot. Good hole, this 6th hole. Got to play it up the left side. Mickelson now, he didn't know what he was going to do here with the 272 carry. He's got the 3-wood out. He knew that if he hit his driver, he'd have to do something funny with it. He likes to draw this 3-wood, Ewan. He says he feels best. The 3-wood just looks like he sets it down there, aims a little left and hits it, and it just draws perfectly for him. So we'll see how he handles it. Once again, 272 to carry the bunker there you see right in front of the green.
Started that straighter than you were suggesting. And that's why he's missed it over there. 6 eagles so far. I said Castagna didn't make the 2 earlier. He did, the Spaniard. Lee Westwood stone dead with his tee shot. Eagle for Westwood that's propelled him up the leaderboard.
Hunter Mahan, we haven't seen much of Hunter. I think there's a reason we're seeing him now, though.
Delightful shot from the back edge from Mahan. He'll have that for a round of 65.
There's good scores out there. We're seeing them, boy. They're posting some low ones, so the leaders have got to stay on their game.
Easiest of tasks, and it is a 65 for Hunter Mahan. It takes him to 7 under, currently 2 shots off McIlroy's lead, and moves him right up into a tie for 4th. So a good day's work for the American.
This is the 3rd Ricky Fowler to try and get within a shot of the lead. And Ricky Fowler goes to 8 under with a beautiful birdie 2 at the 3rd. 121 putts on 155 hole played. Yeah, that works.
Good view of the tee shot the second. Very British inland look to it, with a bank of trees down the right, stream on the left.
3 things that you have to tell yourself on this second tee. Don't go right, don't go left, and then focus on the centre of the fairway. That's where your drive needs to be on this second. Very long par 4, dogleg from right to left.
That'll work right there. Perfectly placed down the right side. He'll have a great look at this flag, which is in the back left-hand corner. Couldn't walk it out there any better.
From the back edge. I think he tried to belly wedge it, and in the end got too much of the ball.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little under it and kind of popped it up in the air.
Bunker down the right is just over 300 yards to clear, so you really have to draw the ball from that and into quite a narrow part of the fairway.
Well, that was not good there, Ewan, and that ball went out of sight.
And there's nobody down there.
That's left of that hazard.
Marshland, so nobody goes down there. Into the back 9, the 3rd at the par 5 10th of the Welshman Donaldson.
Stay there. It's okay. I hope we get to see this pitch on the 4th of Mickelson, because it's going to be one of his dip-de-doos way up in the air, full swingers.
We'll get to see the pitch of Westwood at 6th, his 3rd. And as you said, a lot of green between him and the flag, so he had choice of shots here, and I think he's chosen the right one.
I tell you what, I've been impressed with Lee Westwood this week. His pitching and chipping around the greens has been a lot better.
Ball by the flag is the one of Victor Dubuisson. He hasn't made the best of starts. He's got a lot of work to do in the last 2/3 of the round. Wind beginning to pick up and blow these clouds away. The cloud base a little higher than it was at 9 o'clock this morning when the heavens opened once again.
Let's go look at Danny Willett here at 17. Aggressive second shot all the way through the green. Tough little pitch. Played it well. Played it well.
It's a week that can change the career of Willett. All of a sudden your goals start to be a little higher, a little stronger. Expectation. Certainly more of that in yourself. So good work from Willett and Westwood over there at 6. Tidies up nicely for the par 4. Dubuisson at level par through 6 holes. A lot of birdies made over these first half dozen holes, and level puts you back in the pack, but still plenty of time for Victor. Great 65 from Mahan after a very quiet year. And Westwood's Eagle 2, the tap-in Eagle 2 at 4, taking him to 7 under. Stenson birdied the first. He's 2 under through 4 today. And it's all happening out there. Players charged to try and keep McIlroy in their sights.
Here's a good look at the second hole. Roy with a perfect drive. 318, 197 to the flag. Jason Day obviously longer and closer to the hole, but he's not even going to be able to see his ball when he gets down there. It's so deep over there. It's not really a mowed area. It's almost an area that's off the golf course. Good look at where the hole is cut today there at number 2. 22 on, just 4 from the left. I'm not sure Jason Day, even as strong as he is going to be able to get this ball to the green with that lie he's got.
Well, if he goes down the left side of the river, which is Floyd's Fork, I'm just wondering how he's going to get back into play over that river, because there's no bridges down there.
I'm impressed you know the name of it. Floyd's whatever.
Well, you see, when you come over here, it's called jet lag, and you can't get to sleep, so you end up reading all sorts of things that but of no real interest. I have to say.
You in all the years we've worked together, 16 or 17 now, you taught me more about the U.S. What do we got, Howard?
From the red line where his bag is being placed to the left, and I was told by an official to infinity, is all hazard, is all classed as hazard. But really, you'd have to find the ball over there to be able to have a chance of playing it. I think that's what he's hoping. David Ferretti has managed to wander across, and so the caddy, Jason Day's caddy, is now trying to. He's taking his shoes and socks off, and he's wandering through part of the hazard. It's quite humorous, really.
Yeah, it was a
There
little
could be anything in this long grass over here.
Maybe a little bit to your right.
Look at how deep that grass is, Howard. There's no way you could hit a ball out of there.
Well, finding the ball would be almost impossible as well, David. They've only got to, an approximation. David doing.
What have you got on there?
Don't know if you can hear him, but David's found a golf ball with a red dot on it. This one for his next round.
The search continues there. Colin Swatton is the caddy of Jason Day. I'm not sure I would have wandered all the way through the river there. You're not quite sure what you might find.
Howard, you going to go across and help him look for that?
I can't get across. There's no way across, Butch.
Oh, you can roll the pants up, take the weight.
I've been locked up immediately for showing my out-of-bounds stakes on my legs.
Well, we saw the ball go in there,
Yeah.
And if that's considered hazard, how far back was it when it went in?
The ball has been found by the caddy, but he's actually parted the grass to see the ball. Now, is that a penalty? Is that allowed? Yes, are we allowed to?
He can have done it. Well, out of a hazard, there's no penalty for playing the wrong ball. But we just saw where it crossed the hazard on a view from the blimp, so he'd have to go back quite a ways to drop it.
He certainly would. He's about 70 yards past where the ball would have entered the hazard. But they have found the ball. Now Jason Day will be taking shoes and socks off and wading across. Meanwhile, Rory has wandered back to his tee shot. And I can tell you that Rory has 197 yards to go. Now, I don't think this will have affected him, but he's certainly taken his mind off the game slightly. Let's hope he can regroup and just aim this at the centre of the green. He's going with a 6-iron. Anything left of the pin here and it's been pulled, no doubt about it. You don't go at this pin.
Starts it out to the right, trying to work it back from right to left. That's a good shot. Long putt, but good shot. You can't be aggressive with that.
No, Howard was spot on in the description of that second shot. Go at that pin, you can get in all sorts of trouble. Well, it's high drama, isn't it, in the early stages?
Look at these two. They're on safari.
Don't tell me they've lost the hat now. Colin did put his hat, I think, down on the ground. Calamity.
Here we are.
Aha. David Ferty saves the day. The big question here is, can he get the club on the ball, carry the river, and make the carry from the rough on the other side back into play?
And can he get his clubs over there to do that? Because you can't bring the whole bag down over here in the hazard.
No, and you can't throw them down. Otherwise you would have to catch it.
That's the new look on the World Tour there, the jacked up pants. Nice tan though, you can tell he's been out in the sun.
Rory trying to keep his mind peaceful, quiet, away from it all.
He's asking the official right now, I cannot ground the club. He can touch the grass there with the club, but he can't ground the club and press it down.
I'm just going to lay up to the right.
I think he said he was going to lay up to the right there. There's not a lot of room there, but he must have a lie you in that he thinks he can get the club on it. This could be disastrous right here, because on the way down, if this grass grabs the hosel of this club, it'll shut the face down and the ball won't go anywhere.
You got 54. Yeah. Coming straight in line with that crooked tree. Yeah. Okay. And you got 64.
Caddy just telling him, I don't know if you could hear that, he's got 154 yards to a tree that's a crooked tree. It's leaning across quite heavily from right to left, and that's way right and short of the green. I make him about 180 yards or so from the pin, but obviously no chance at all. Now he's got to catch this club, I think, which is done nice and cleanly.
Okay, got those two lines?
And it looks like he's going to play this without golf shoes on. That's also risky. He may slip, he may just hurt himself on the swing. No practice swings allowed and to move anything in the hazard, so he's got to imagine that he's hitting down on this ball. And he's really got to get the ball first here. He cannot get any long, tangly grass behind the ball, which there is a lot of.
Howard, can he take an aggressive line towards the green, or does he just have to go out pretty much to the right?
I think that would be a mistake. This, if he doesn't get this right, as you say, it could be pretty bad. He thinned it right across the fairway.
That's better than hitting it fat.
This could be the making of his round, because this had 6 written all over it. He can still make a 4 from there. An intelligent second to get it over to the right side. Now he's looking right down the middle of the green.
I'll tell you what, if he gets out of here with a 5, it'd be a heck of a hole from where he was. That could have been a disastrous. I mean, that could be 7 or 8 trying to play it from over there.
That's the best way to deal with it. A chuckle. To Jamie Donaldson. Just into his back line, putt for birdie at 10.
And a birdie it is for Jamie Donaldson. But you see how fast that putt was, even with all that rain this morning? These sub-air systems have dried these greens out.
Playing under a lot of pressure, Jamie, and coping with that extremely well.
Take a look at how steep this comes in, and he has to create a steep angle. It really takes a lot of strength there to keep that club from rolling over. You can see the forearm strength. That was a heck of a shot, don't you think?
I do, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if he gets this up and down and two and makes a 4. Just as well he put on clean socks today.
Not going to be clean when he puts it back on, I can tell you that.
Crowds around the right hand side of 18, looking down on the 13th green, the signature hole here. And it's one that's caused a lot of problems. There's been plenty of birdies there, but there's been sixes. There's been worse than that, and yet it's only for these players a long iron and a pitch.
Taking a good look at the 7th hole here. This is the hole that has 2 fairways, a left fairway and a right fairway. Go down the left, you can reach the green in 2, but you have to carry it all the way across the water. Westwood 280's got 261 to the flag. Dubuisson in a little better position. Both players in the fairway. From here, take your heart in your hand, make a good swing. You like where that flag is, cut way in the left corner of the green. Big bailout area to the right, though. Fun hole. I like this risk reward hole. This hole, the way they moved the tee up on the 4th hole, it's awesome.
Come back to that one in a second. Mickelson ready with this shot you were talking about, and he produces.
He is the best I've ever seen with a wedge. He is a genius. Seve and Jose Maria are right there with him, but in modern golf right now, this guy is an absolute Houdini with a wedge. He can get out of anything.
Wiesberger for a birdie, and that's going to make him feel a whole lot better. Playing alongside Mickelson today, it's a big day in his career, and so far he's coping extremely well.
3rd hole, beautiful iron shot for pure back left corner of this green. This for a birdie. Oh boy, that was a good putt too. Looked like it had to go a little to the right. If I was a paying customer and came out here today, I'd be watching Rory McIlroy and I'd be watching Phil Mickelson, because you're going to see some unbelievable things happen from both of them. Not always good, but unbelievable.
So far, so good for Fowler.
There we see the 3rd shot. And Ewan called it. He's going to have a good putt for par 4.
This can make or break the day. You get out of here with a 4, it's like mulling your 2nd shot at a par 5 after the tee shot he's hit. 2 fairways in the 2nd round. He missed. He's already missed 2 at the 1st and 2nd in round 3. To Mikko Ilinen. Early drop shot for Mikko, playing alongside Fowler.
4th hole. Nice birdie.
2 shots gone at the 2nd. What a good way to bounce back. 2 and a 3.
Mickelson in the left fairway bunker at the 5th. Shouldn't be a problem, to be honest with you. He's got a good look at it. Oh, he just let it go a little to the left. Now we get to see his magic again. That was a pretty good shot out of there.
It's a terrible way to think that you're quite happy when he misses a green just to see what he can deliver after it.
As a fan, you have to be that way. It's so much fun to see.
Now, Rory's had a long time waiting and thinking about this putt. It's a putt that swings quite gently from right to left to start with, and then it picks up a bit of speed over a little slope. So it's quite quick the 2nd half, but the first part is not that quick. Very humid this afternoon, a lot of bugs out. And with that humidity, you really need to take some water on and make sure that you don't get dehydrated. And try and put up close to the hole so it doesn't wear you out, because this course will be playing its toughest today, I feel.
Test of concentration for McIlroy after all the things that have gone on. He's made a good job of that. He's got the important thing right, got the speed right. Westwood. Good drive at 7 again, finding the left side.
Exciting shot right here, all the way across the water. Nice high draw would be perfect. Set it out to the right a little bit safer. It's okay.
Just as well it was right too. I don't think it would have made the carry. Still 7 under Palmer, but not happy with the tee shot at 4.
That's a 3-wood, and I think that's left again. He was left off with 2. Oh my gosh, he's way left down there.
It's okay. It's come out on the right. Could well be on the cart path. We'll find out in a second. Day for the par of the week.
Way to go. You and Murray called it. That is the par of the event right there. That was fantastic. You bet you can smile. Keep on smiling.
I rather hope Rory makes his 4 now.
My gosh, that would be something. Just shows you're never out of it. You're only a putt away. That's been Mickelson's attitude his whole career. Just give me a chance.
Perfectly played hole from McIlroy. Same score goes in the card as that of his playing partner Jason Day. Remarkable 4 and a great moment from the Australian. Great fighting qualities.
We always say, you, and there's no pictures on a scorecard, just a little place for a number. Here's Phil again from the left of the 5th green. Yeah, that's no problem. You have no idea how hard that shot is. He's way down a slope off a tight lie, pitching back into the green, and he has bones take the pin out because he thinks he can make it.
Well, that's why they all follow him. That's the joy he's given so many over the last 2 decades, and hopefully more to come. The game's much better for having Mickelson out there and in contention.
It's fun, and I hope Tiger Woods can go home and get healthy again and get him back out here, because it's really fun when everybody's out here firing on all cylinders.
Danny Willett missed the fairway at 18, so had to lay up. Pin placement was changed earlier today. It was over on the right hand side, which would have been a much easier approach shot, whether it be your 2nd or 3rd. And Danny safely on the right level there. 6 under par, 5 under for the day, so he's got that for a round of 65. Well, it's taken 37 minutes to play the first 2 holes because of all the drama on the left-hand side of the 2nd. They can now focus on the 3rd.
Good look at what's gone on here. Only 14 birdies here today. 6 bogeys, 52 pars. Obviously, anything just right of the hole is perfect. With a little draw, it'll feed down to the hole, or just play it right in the middle of the green if I was Rory McIlroy. And if it goes a little right to left, it's good. You can see they moved the tee up today. Tee behind them is where they've been playing from. 188 the hole today.
Tee has been moved forward here at the 3rd hole. It's just measuring 188 yards today. This is a 7-iron.
What a wonderful shot by Rory McIlroy. Just took it just in the middle of the green with a big high draw. Have a great look for a birdie too.
For the up and down. Was there ever any doubt?
How about those 2 up and downs at 4 and 5 for Mickelson?
It's okay, 1 under for the day. Danny Willett, hopefully his last shot of the 3rd round.
Up the hill, this putt can be aggressive. Just got a little work left now.
Also a 7-9 for Jason Day. He's got to try and get his game back in order straight away, and this looks like a good shot.
Two excellent shots by Rory and by Jason Day here at the par 3 third.
Westwood at 7. Long chip and run up the green.
Well, we were just talking about how much better he's pitched the ball. That was really a pretty easy, straightforward little chip there. Not his best effort.
For the 5 and 18. It's a very fine round of golf from Danny Willett. 68, 73, 66. He finishes at 6 under for the championship. Is just outside the top 10 right now. But a very significant move through the field today for the Englishman. Mickelson in great form, up and down. Westwood, well, he's got his work cut out for a birdie over there at 7. Good round from Mahan. Fowler under par, but the par of the championship came a few moments ago from the Australian Jason Day. Horrible tee shot that buried itself in the bunder down the left. And after the drama of wading across Floyd's Fork, they did eventually find it. Over went the club. One of the best things to do was catch it, got it back in play, down the right side, socks back on, pitch onto the green, and as easy as that, a par 4 for Jason Day. Playing this hole a little more conventionally. Good tee shot from Jason Day. It's for the 2 at the 3rd.
I think that was a good putt. I think he misread that. I don't think he felt that it was going to go that far to the right.
Very awkward length of bunker shot for Jim Furyk at 4, but he's mastered it.
Heck of a round for Jim Furyk. I mean, this guy, he's having to hit hybrids and woods into some of these par 4s. Well, this was a little earlier. This is Ryan Palmer's shot. He hit the tree, or it would have been in the hazard, came back to here, pitched it on the green, and he's going to have a putt at a birdie.
Rolling back a little bit, it could have been an awful lot worse than that. It was Palmer that played first. You see Furyk there, just practicing his shot. I think this had a little bit of tarmac underneath it, made quite a strange sound. Popped some dirt up there as
I think he hit it on the follow through there. He hit the asphalt there. Roy for a birdie to extend his lead. Oh, man, that was a good looking putt. Yeah, I agree, Roy.
And very soon have company at the top of the leaderboard, courtesy of that terrific second Furyk at 4. Jim knocks that one in. He goes to 9 under. Ricky Fowler already to 8 under. 1 over through 4. And Lee Westwood, I can tell you, didn't make the birdie over at 7. Let's hear from Tim.
Well, I've been joined by Danny Willett at the Sky Card, who just whipped it round in 66. What a start to the round, Danny. 4 under par after 4, and the highlight came here with the eagle at the 4th. Talk us through this chip-in.
Well, I mean, we actually had quite a nice drive. They moved the tee up about 70 yards today. And I mean, it was one of them. We got fortunate. We had an all right lie, and it just carried on going. It looked like we were going to stay short at one moment, but carried on. I mean, like I say, it was a really quick start, and then obviously just led us to a nice round.
Obviously, you're 5 under par for the championship at that point. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Because you've still got 14 holes to go.
Yeah, I mean, the back's not been feeling great this morning. I've not actually hit it that fantastic. We've just scored absolutely phenomenal today. We've had 25 putts, didn't it, loads of greens. And it was just one of them, just trying to hit it into areas, really, to not make silly mistakes. And that's really, what we did. When there was a flag and we had a nice chip or a nice number, we attacked it. But because we've not been feeling great, we played relatively safely, to the safe side and chipped and putted his way around, really.
Looks like beware the injured golfer to me. Well played today. Congratulations.
Very honest assessment from Danny Willett. Told you that Westwood didn't make the birdie over at 7. This was the attempt after what was a weakish pitch from the front right. decent putt there, but he'll walk off there thinking he's left a shot on that 7th hole.
Well, he did the hard part. He had the perfect drive down the short fairway and then a wonderful second shot. We now have 2 at 9 under the par. Jim Furyk. That was a marvelous bunker shot. That was a good 80-90 feet.
To Fowler at 5. 2 good shots. Found the green in the right number here.
He's got a chance to get to 9. Just doesn't quite get there.
I don't see any hats in the commentary box. You said you were going to get me one of these today.
Oh, don't worry. I've got you covered, pal. Will be delivered to you at the Ryder Cup as we look at Westwood at the 8th.
Nothing club too much, nothing wrong with the strength. Rory. And this isn't good news. If he's double crossed this, there's the hazard down there. And I've got to think he's found it.
Oh boy. I said at the top of the show, everything's been going so well for him. Let's take a look at this swing. Takeaway's good. Right there is perfect. Left arm against the chest. Normally this type of shot here is the body tends to stop coming down into it because he's in perfect position here. Transfers weight, comes up right about here. The body slows down. You can see the club flip over. And at that speed, it's only going to go in one direction, left. And he knows it. As I was saying, I said at the top of the show that Rory, everything has been so good lately that something's going to happen at some point in time, and it's just how he handles it.
Same club for Day. Feels the driver's too much. 292. Trying to extend that 3-wood out there. What a shot. What a shot. And if he goes ahead and has a good round, he's going to look back at the second, look up to the sky and say thank you. It could have been so much worse.
Westwood now at the 8th for birdie. In the end, it'll just be a par 3. Jason Day's got a putt to take the lead. How about that?
I think it's a lead that will chop and change quite a lot through round 3. There's a lot of birdie holes from the 7th. 5 and 6 are quite difficult, but 7 through to 13 you can do some damage on this golf course, and somebody will. Mayhem, tremendous 65 today. Good to see him back in form. Modest man, a lot of humility. Fiesberger very impressive through 5 at -1. Big day for the Austrian. And Adam Scott, well, he got off to a flyer. He's 4 under par for the round and 2 to play. Too tight at the top. It is the 3rd of Rory McIlroy coming up at the 4th after the double cross off the tee with the 3-wood. And he's still got his one cut out to get down in 2 from there. Somewhere down in the throng there is Howard.
Yes, it's mayhem down here, as you can imagine, and it's a lot of people to try and move to get a clearing for McIlroy to play his 3rd. But he has got a shot. He's dropped the ball, and it's playable now. He just paced halfway up to the hole and got halfway to the green. And then to look at the shot from a little bit further away, give him an idea of what's ahead of him. It's a shot of around 60 yards now. But this was the same shot that he hit on the 10th on the first day that he hooked out of bounds. This time it's cost him 1 stroke. But he may salvage a par, you never know. One good pitch shot. Plenty of room to work with, but it's a blind shot. I think he can just about see the top of the pin.
The lie looks all right, Howard.
Yes, as I said, it's a good lie, and it's one that he'll fancy getting up and down to save his par.
Played a good shot.
It's the joy of short par 4s. You entice these players, you tease them into having a pop there, and you not only need to be a little off.
A hole ahead from the middle of the fairway, Jim Furyk, 171. Just what you would expect from Furyk. Down the middle on the green.
He can do that all day long, Furyk. This was Westwood a few moments ago. You probably saw it on the scoreboard. Follows the 5 at 7, which was a par with a drop shot at 8. 3 putts from the Englishman there, and he takes a step backwards. Westwood now at -6.
Henrik Stenson, third shot at the 7th. Go on. Nice touch.
Must have been some second shot to finish that.
Absolutely. I tell you what, it was nervous when it was in the air. That's all water. Mickelson at the 6th. Once again looking for his magic around the greens. Once again he delivers. We've seen 3 different elevations of shots in 3 holes, every one of them by Phil Mickelson, and every one is up and down.
Ryan Palmer with a big drive, 5. Difficulty here on the downslope.
Good shot right at it.
Did very well to throw it all the way there and get the spin. Jason Day after a great 3-wood at the 4th, this for the eagle.
And that was not a good effort there, Ewan. Boy, that's one you thought he'd be aggressive at. Yet it is a birdie.
And there are 3 at the top now. And Rory fighting to stay there.
Well, he's got a good, I don't know, what do you say, about 10, 12 feet here. This for par, remember. Hooked it off the tee into the hazard, dropped it down, pitched it to here. As you said, I love it when they get these drivable par 3s when there's hazards around. What kind of putts you got here, Howard?
Well, this is a great risk and reward hole now, isn't it, from that forward tee? Just playing 292 yards, 270 to the front. And the kind of putt he's got here is slightly uphill. He can be quite forceful with this one if you like, but he's got to attack cautiously in these situations. Just left edge to make this.
That's how you win tournaments. That's how you win majors. That's how you become #1 in the world. You take a negative situation, you take your medicine, get it back in play, and hold a putt.
Jason Day with a great escape at the 2nd. McIlroy with a great escape at the 4th. This is golf at its finest, and there's much more to come in this 3rd round.
It's about to happen right here on the 5th for Jim Furyk. Can he make a putt to take the lead? Not bad.
We have the makings of a wonderful championship. So many good players playing well. Here's one of them.
Second shot at the 6th for Ricky Fowler. Big drive down there. He took it all the way down to the end of the fairway. He's missed the green to the right, though, and that will be exciting.
Mickelson after that chip at the 6th tapped in for his 4. We go ahead to 17 where Adam Scott's been in trouble. This is for a par 4.
And he makes it. I'll tell you what, this is why these guys are so good. Like I say all the time, no pictures on the scorecard. It's a par. You got to make those putts to stay in contention. Ryan Moore birdie at the 5th. Excuse me, Ryan Palmer, not Ryan Moore. But a birdie it is.
The American closes to within 1 of the lead. That's a view of the tee shot at 5. It's quite wide, but the hole starts to wander from left to right. And of course, the distance these players hit it, then they've only got half of the fairway to aim at.
It's an interesting hole. When you stand on the tee, it looks like you want to hit a fade, but that bunker's out there just about 290 yards on the right. The ideal shot is just take it at it and draw it off of it.
Fourth hole played and completed, so now on the 5th tee, and this 5th hole, 463 yards, goes the opposite way. This is a dogleg from left to right, and quite a narrow fairway in the driving area. You have to skirt with the bunkers on the right with the driver.
Jason starts it down the right. Oh, turned it over. It's okay though. Hole today is a 19 on 4 from the left. We just saw Furyk and Ryan Palmer on that green. Rory, I think Howard can take it over the bunkers, can he, on the right?
Yes, no doubt about that. Yeah, he can. He's 306 yards over the sand on the right, and that's clear. So you're probably 300, 299 from this position. They're just a few yards up from the back of the tee. Breeze, if anything, has died down now. There's hardly a breath out here.
Yeah, he can take it over the bunkers. He can take it over everything in perfect position.
Open Championship just under the 330.